Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Klash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
And Klash with Kenzie as Rachel competing for the concert tickets for Peach Pit at Northerly, Iowa on Thursday, May 29th from our great friends at Live Nation. Last one of the week, and Kenzie is 3-1 on the week. So, Rachel, task is pretty hard today. Tell us something about yourself, Rachel.
So fun fact, I learned how to swim before I learned how to walk.
They just throw you in the water or what? So,
Basically, yeah, my mom just was like, go, little tadpole, and I went, so...
These were both last year, though.
But, yeah, so that's my fun fact.
That's a fun fact, I guess. What body of water were you swimming in? Was it a pool or was it like the Chicago River?
No, I didn't graduate to, like the Great Lakes until I was a wee bit older, but I was in the backyard pool. I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama, so, yeah, and then we, migrated up here.
Above ground pool or below ground pool?
Above ground.
Oh,
We're not that.
Thank God. We have to.
Classy.
Thought you might be privileged or something there.
No, I don't have that check mark.
Okay, first one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. If Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. Then she can do the same. Call heads or tails right now, Rachel.
Oh, heads.
It's heads. Congratulations.
Okay.
There we go. Question number 1. What type of animal is present in the Tootsie Pop commercials?
This is for me, right?
Yes. This is your question, Rachel.
Sorry, Rachel.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, you won the coin toss.
Okay. An owl. Like
It is
all of them or just one of them?
That one, you're right. An owl's good.
Okay.
I don't know if they had a whole zoo and the rest
I
of
don't
them.
remember. I only remember the owl.
1, 2, 3, 3. Yeah.
All right, 1-0 back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, in what continent would you find the Alps?
In what continent?
Yeah, so the continent, not a country, the continent. Where would you find the Alps?
Oh God. The continent. Wait, I'm psyching myself out.
Yeah, just
I'm psyching myself out.
I think your first thought's probably going to be the answer.
Well, it's like Europe.
That's it,
Okay.
Europe. There you go. The Swiss
God.
Alps, Switzerland.
I'm like,
Her brain's like,
haven't been. I was checking. Where was I
Right.
flying?
her brain was like Zach Galifianakis in The Hangover going.
I'm like, well,
All right, there we go.
1-1 back to Rachel.
Rachel, in what state was Pearl Harbor Naval Base? What state?
What state was Pearl Harbor?
Yes.
Hawaii.
Hawaii is right. There we go. Back to
I
Kenzie.
feel you, girl.
This is the least confident Clash with Kenzie I've ever heard.
Everything's ending with a question mark. Everything.
Also, the tone goes up.
Yep.
So, like, Hawaii,
Hawaii.
Europe.
Owl.
All right, it's Kenzie's question.
Kenzie, what 1980s U.S. president survived an assassination attempt?
Oh, God. The current one's Donald Trump.
Okay, that's not the. Is that your
Who
answer?
survived?
Yeah.
I only know the people who died.
Yeah. Again,
Sorry.
first thought is probably right on this
I
one.
don't know,
Kenzie.
Reagan.
Reagan's right. See,
Did
you
he
got.
almost get assassinated?
You don't know he almost got assassinated.
No.
John Hinckley. Shot him at point blank range.
I don't know who that is either.
He's the guy who shot Reagan.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine that he survived.
Ronald Reagan?
Yeah. Pretty much almost point blank too.
There's a lot of guessing today.
It's 2-2. It's back to Rachel.
Buckle up, everybody. We're only at 2-2. Here we go. You guys are answering all the questions right. Just a lot of doubt
Yep,
in all of
that's
your voices.
Right. All right, back to Rachel.
Yeah, the pressure.
Rachel, what was the name of the human resources employee that Michael took umbrage with in the office?
Oh, Toby Slenderson.
Toby is right.
I work in human resources. Let's keep him up.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yes.
She's like, Toby's an icon.
I am Toby. Toby is my role model.
See, now she's got some confidence. I feel some confidence there now.
Had to hit her with an office
okay.
question.
I want an office question, please. No more questions about presidents.
Yes, agree.
All right.
3-2, back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, in the Shrek franchise, what type of animal does Donkey marry?
Dragon.
A dragon. There we
Now
go.
we're draining them. Now we're just like nothing but net.
Steph Curry over here.
Lady dragon.
Back to Rachel.
That's right, 3-3.
Did you guys just become best friends?
Yep.
We just became best friends. You want to do karate in the garage?
Oh, God, I should give her a point for just saying that. Unbelievable.
Except.
Rachel, Chuck Taylor was the first endorser of what popular brand of shoes? Chuck Taylor.
Oh, Chucks. Can I say Chucks as a nickname? Because that's what we call them.
I know. There actually was.
No, don't tell me. Converse.
Converse is right. Good job. Shut up, Brian. Don't tell me anything.
He wouldn't have told you. I would have guessed.
Yeah. You see how the contest works is you get it wrong, I go to Kenzie, and she might get it right or wrong.
No, I would have then said the answer.
Well, Rachel's got 4 now. Kenzie's got 3. It's going to be Kenzie's question.
Good Lord.
Kenzie, what's the name of the potentially life-threatening medical condition that occurs when the body's core temperature drops below 95 degrees Fahrenheit?
Hyperthermia?
Hypothermia is right. We got a tie game. Next one wins.
Don't tell me.
And it goes to Rachel, correct?
Rachel for the win. That's right.
Rachel, what university is home to the Fighting Irish?
Notre Dame.
Oh, that's right, Notre Dame. Don't tell me. God.
No one tell me.
Who's going to the national championship game tomorrow? Congratulations, Rachel. You're going to see Peach Pit and Birster Maroney at Northern Island.
I forgot I won. That's awesome.
I'm telling you won. I hope that's okay. I'm telling you that you won the game.
Don't tell her.
Oh my god, that's crazy. What was the next question?
Oh, listen.
my God.
Come on, girl. We got to save those for Monday. Come on. We don't have that many.
Oh, you're right.
Case
Sorry.
hates writing
I'll
trivia
call back.
questions.
Congratulations. Hang on. Kate's going to get your information.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
awesome. Happy Friday, y'all.
Yeah, happy Friday. It's amazing. Here's Sum 41.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q 101.
Kenzie on Q101. Time for Case's movie reviews. Let's get right into it.
For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business.
What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
Utah. Give me 2.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
Now fry like bacon, you little freshman piggies! Fry! Fry!
Playing football in West Canaan may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Oh, that's a great recap of 2024, the movies that you saw. Well done, Case. And we started this about a year ago.
March of last year.
Yeah, Case, the producer, who I got sick of for years quoting movie lines.
Just in general, just
That too.
that's a bad place to put a comma. Got sick of for years.
I got sick of Case for years because you didn't know the movies I was talking about. You know, always referencing a movie and a movie line. So he's 25 years old and only seen Norbit and Boys in the Hood by that point in his life.
That's correct.
And so now he's seen things like you heard in that montage. He's seen Varsity Blues and
Which,
Pulp
by
Fiction.
the way, made me feel like there's going to be a murder at the end of it. The music in the background, I'm like, oh my God.
Get fired up. It's Friday movie review.
Let's go. So if you're new to the show, it's the review of a movie from the lens of a 25-year-old. And this movie happens to be I Am Legend. We got here because we did predictions for 2025. And one of Kenzie's predictions is that Ozempic will cause the I Am Legend situation in the world because it just can't keep going great where people take this drug and then they get thin and nothing happens.
Something seems off about it.
Something's going to happen wrong. And so Case watched I Am Legend. And before we start, why don't we play the trailer? This movie came out in 2007. And it made about $500 million. So we figure it was one of the blockbuster type movies that most of our listeners have seen. Here's what the trailer sounded like when the movie came out.
Dr. Robert Neville.
2012.
I am broadcasting on all AM frequencies. I'm a survivor living in New York City.
If anyone is out there, please, you are not alone.
I Am Legend.
You know, I got to say, that's a movie that certainly could have used the old school trailer of the In a World, and because that trailer doesn't capture how dark and disturbing the movie ends up becoming. And you know what I mean? Like, that kind of makes it sound certainly like an action-adventure type movie as opposed to the real terrifying nature of I Am Legend.
Yeah, I thought I was getting an action-adventure movie. I did not know much about this when Kenzie suggested it. I had heard of the movie. I knew it was a Will Smith movie. I knew nothing else.
Yep.
And went in blind. Didn't watch a trailer beforehand. Didn't read anything about it.
Well, I said the world was going to end and be all bad because of Ozempic like I Am Legend.
But
were you not listening?
Well,
no one listens to me, and I've been saying this for years.
There was that. That was part of the problem. But also, you know, one of the great things about watching all of these movies is that now I have relationships with some of these actors, right? I did a bunch of Patrick Swayze movies last year because I had never seen any of his movies. Now I have an opinion on him. Will Smith, I only knew from Fresh Prince. I had never seen any of his movies. And so we watched Independence Day last year, and I thought Will Smith was terrible in Independence Day. I thought it was a good script, a good story. I thought his acting held that movie back. And when
yeah, wait a minute. You thought it held Independence Day back, one of the biggest blockbusters of the 90s?
It held it back from being a good movie.
It did okay. The movie did great.
Yeah, but there's a difference between critical success and commercial success.
Oh, boy.
But when Kenzie was describing this movie, I thought it was going to be Will Smith and his gang of pals, and they were going to get into shootouts downtown, and it was going to be a big summer blockbuster, and he was going to be like zombie, more like zombie.
Oh, nice.
There'd be all things like that. That is not this movie.
No. Bi, like he killed him. I went like bisexual with it. I'm like, you guys gonna I'm sorry. Continue. I'm like, why would he say that? I get it. I thought you thought he was hooking up with him. I understand.
No. So, you know, one of the other things we did last year was I watched a bunch of horror movies, a bunch of scary movies in October that I had never seen before because it's not a genre that I knew anything about. This movie, I Am Legend, far scarier than Saw, Friday the 13th, the original Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the movie. I was threatened with jump scares throughout this entire thing.
Wow.
Between Sam the dog, more on him later, Sam the dog running into that dark building and Will Smith chasing after him, and me not knowing what was around the corner. All of the rats at the beginning of the movie. Remember all the rats that show up?
A lot of rats.
Rats are nasty creatures.
It just shows they'll survive any kind of apocalypse we have. Rats are going to take over
They
the
will
earth.
be here longer than us.
Yep.
That is tough to think about. All the sounds. This was a really loud movie. It was a lot like The Shining, one of the loudest movies of all time.
No one ever says that in reviews. And Casey said it now about The Shining and I Am Legend.
He's the youngest one.
Yeah.
And he complains about the sound of things so often.
Turn it down. Turn down the movie, please.
There's
It's
only
too
one
loud.
guy in it. How's it this loud?
Well, that's the crazy thing is this movie's so scary and there's one guy. And had you sold me on the concept of, hey, Case, just so you know, it's a movie where Will Smith is, by and large, the only character for the first 45 minutes of the movie, I would have said, that sounds atrocious. I saw what he did at Independence Day. There's no way he has the talent to carry this movie. But I stand here today, an apologetic man.
Whoa.
Will Smith was unbelievable in this movie.
Yeah.
This has to be his finest work, right?
People call it that as far as his acting ability, like showing his chops.
I would say Pursuit of Happiness is maybe what people would argue is his best acting ability. But right, I mean, it's up there.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely up there. And by the way, before you continue, just to give a premise, if somebody hasn't seen the movie, because what Kenzie's prediction is that in this movie, it's a cure for cancer.
Yes.
That turns everybody into vampire zombies and kills everybody on Earth pretty much, or that's all that's left on Earth.
Yeah.
But Will Smith is a doctor that he's bunkered in, and he's trying to find a cure throughout the whole movie.
It is technically immune to it, but they never explain why he's immune, which
Yeah.
I just chalked up to, well, he's Will Smith. I guess it doesn't affect him.
He's certainly ripped in this movie. He's jacked.
I think because he tests everything on himself, so he built up immunity. Like the initial, he's always injecting himself with it. So all of the potential cures and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's like, a lot of drugs in there. I don't know how long he was going to make it anyways.
Like I am the food poisoning. Because you eat pizza like under the couch after 7 days. People say, don't eat that. You're going to get sick. Well, I eat it, and now I'm immune to food poisoning.
Wow, there you go.
All of it?
All of it.
Take that, science.
Yeah.
No, this is a really good movie. Now, I'm troubled in the sense that I watched a bunch of heist movies last year, and it turns out I love heist movies. What a great concept for a movie. The post-apocalyptic, I'm the only guy left on Earth. I struggle with loneliness anyways, and I fear death constantly.
Okay.
Every day I wake up thinking this could be my last day on Earth. And that's not, contrary to popular belief, I like life. The problem is that once you stop living, you can't do anything anymore.
Yep.
And I like doing stuff.
Yeah.
I like
Haunt
going
people.
to see things. You can what?
Haunt people.
Oh, you can do that, I guess. But I'm not a haunting guy myself.
I think you're like a laid back ghost. I'm going to see like an indent next to me when I watch a show. My case is here.
He's going to listen to records.
Again?
When he's a ghost, he'll listen to his records.
The fridge is open again. Jeez.
But this movie made me profoundly sad on a number of levels. One, I just don't want to see this happen to humanity. I like camaraderie. I like, this is not true. This is not fair. I like hanging out with people. I like having a good time with my pals. I like seeing my friends. I like watching a show with people that I like.
All right, stop. You're going to break the buzzer. Stop lying.
But I Am Legend is this movie that really makes you stare loneliness in the face. And if you're not ready for it, and I was not ready for it, waterworks start to appear towards the end of the movie. It's a pretty sad watch. Not to mention Sam the dog.
Oh, God. Just forget it.
Now, I don't know who won Best Supporting Actor in the 2008 Academy Awards, but it should have gone to this dog. This dog's one of the best actors I've ever seen.
And the dog didn't get to talk.
No, but
I still love him.
It's like DiCaprio, Pitt, Sam the dog. Those are the three best actors I've ever seen.
It's unbelievable. Perfect casting.
Unbelievable performance.
Okay, it's a dog.
Okay.
They almost went with Beethoven because he's been trying to pick up serious roles, and they're like, no.
It was almost Air Bud, but his agent had a
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
We got Mount Rushmore of dog actors. Is this dog on it?
Oh, this dog is the Mount Rushmore.
What are you talking about? Of course he's not. He's one of the only dogs that can play a serious role.
And did it so convincingly.
Lassie got pretty serious.
Lassie's Lassie.
Oh, give me a damn break. I almost swore right there. Let's not get sidetracked. I Am Legend, Will Smith.
Can I say the only part of the movie that doesn't seem realistic to me is how much he works out? Because if there was nobody on Earth, I would not be doing that many pull-ups.
Counterpoint. Prison, all you can do is work out and read. That's pretty much all Will Smith does. He's basically in prison on Earth.
Do you know how mad I would be if I finally got in shape and no one was around to see it? More mad than what happened to the Earth.
By the way, Jeff just checked in from Gurnee and said he thinks he got immune because he got bit by a bat in Vietnam. Now, I don't know if Jeff and Gurnee is right on that. That's what he said somehow in the backstory. He's done the research on it. That's how he got immune.
I want to be sure I talk about this before I give my final review because I got hit up so much yesterday when I posted that I was watching this movie. I had a few people tell me that they saw this as kids because it was a Will Smith movie and their parents had to take them out of the theater because it was so sad. They weren't ready for what they saw. The other thing that everybody told me is, well, Case, you have to know there's an alternate ending that was shot and has since been released. Do we all know about this?
I do.
I do know there's an alternate ending.
Okay.
I heard it's sadder, so I haven't participated.
No, it's actually better.
It's less sad?
It's less sad, the ending.
What?
It is less sad. So spoilers ahead. It's a movie from 2007. Everybody relax. The original ending of the movie is that Will Smith dies. The alternative ending is that he finds a way to survive this final scene. He passes the cure on to the duds that he's with, the mom and the son who bring absolutely nothing to this movie. And it's a
what a hater on the mom and the son.
They pissed me off too. He had a good thing going.
Yeah, exactly.
And they messed it up in one night. I digress.
He lost a dog and gained duds in those two. No personality, no spunk, no pizzazz, not helpful
Ate
at all.
his eggs and bacon that he was saving.
Listen, you kind of got me with that one. Because
Just show them and take the best thing out of the fridge.
If I've been waiting all that time and I have eggs and bacon and they ate it. Now, wait, if I remember right, they're the reason they found his house, right?
Yes, because they drove in the middle of the night.
Because they drove in the middle of the night, and then that's how they found his awesome.
They kind of saved him, but boy, did they not think about anything after that.
No,
not
suck.
a thing.
Yeah. I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah.
They suck.
They suck.
The mom and the kid.
Not a fan.
No.
But the alternate ending, Will Smith finds a way to live. I will say, I watched both of them. Obviously, I watched the original ending. I also
Wait,
watched
is the alternate ending on YouTube filmed? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when the DVD came out, they included that in the DVD bonus feature.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like a movie where everyone dies. I prefer the original ending.
Finally, you told the truth
so
in this damn review.
Because at some point, and I don't like it, I have to live with this every day. At some point, we all go. And it's good to see movie characters die every once in a while. And Will Smith died in the most realistic way possible. It would have bothered me had he lived, because there was no way that any of us would get through that situation.
Well, I'll tell you, because they've been trying to make a remake, or a sequel, I should say, for like 12 years. And now I think just last year, so Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan from Friday Night Lights and Creed movies, that they're doing it together to make the next I Am Legend movie. It's for 12 years they've been trying to make another one. I guess it is in the works at least.
Well,
so there could be that sequel.
It took them 25 years between when the script was purchased, or the concept of the script was purchased, to actually making this movie. Schwarzenegger was involved in this project forever.
Really?
And then they ended up landing on Will Smith. I read a lot about this movie last night, because at the end of the day, even with the tragic death of the dog, the dud mother and son, and the overall terrifying nature of the Darkseekers, who, by the way, their screams were voiced by Mike Patton and Faith No More.
Wow.
I say all of this about the loneliness, about the sadness, all my issues with Will Smith going into this movie. You know what, Kenzie? Thank you for the recommendation. I Am Legend. I Am Legend is a great movie. Now, it's interesting. It's one I'll never watch again. This is not like a Shawshank or a Pulp Fiction where I want to watch it over and over again. I will never watch this movie again. It made me profoundly sad yesterday. I had tears in my eyes when the dog died. But you know what? This is a solid 7 out of 10 movie. Well
7
done,
out of 10. Wow.
Yeah, good stuff.
7 out of 10 what? The Darkseekers?
Dead dogs.
Dead dogs.
7 out of 10 dead dogs. Wow. Okay.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. About 10 minutes away, we'll get you on the phones for Clash with Kenzie. Some awesome concert tickets if you can beat Kenzie in trivia.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
Well, last night, the first night of 5 nights of awesomeness in football, and it was college. You had the Orange Bowl. Notre Dame, the University of Notre Dame, rallied to beat Penn State on a last-minute field goal. This game was a defensive struggle in the beginning. I made 4 DraftKings bets while I was holding Harper while she was trying to get dinner, and I kept saying, Harper, you can't tell a toddler to wait while I make bets. It's a bad look. But that's what I did.
So she was hungry, and you're like, hold on, I'm gambling?
That's exactly correct.
Oh, that should be a commercial for DraftKings.
Yeah, DraftKings, you're listening? I put my baby's food aside so I could get some bets in right with it.
He cares about DraftKings more than his child. What does that say?
That's not true. At the time, I cared more about betting than her.
At the time.
But overall in life.
I care about her way more.
Oh, yeah, when you're not betting.
Right.
When there's nothing to bet on.
Yeah, exactly. When it's not football season.
Yeah, of course.
I'll give you the results of those bets in a second.
He's not a monster.
Yeah. Stop putting me in a corner there. But Notre Dame playing for the national title for the first time in 12 seasons. And it came down to a field goal. After a real defensive struggle first half, it came down to a wild second half. And this moment right here.
41-yard attempt. Snap and hold are good. The kick is good! Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl, and Marcus Freeman is taking them to the championship game.
Wild. The championship game will be a week from Monday for all the Notre Dame fans in our listening area. A whole lot of them in the region and in Chicago. Congratulations. Hard for me to say as a Michigan fan because I, not always on board with Notre Dame, like all the time. But boy, I was actually rooting for them. I really was, for them to win, and happy for the fan base of Notre Dame to win because Penn State, their fans are brutal. And I know people might say the same thing about they're so annoying and douchey, and I've been around I've been around them a lot when I lived in Philadelphia with my wife because both they have a huge fan base of Notre Dame and Penn State, of course, because now Kenzie knows Penn State is in what state?
Pennsylvania.
Very good.
Hence the pen.
The pen. And I don't know, I was just very, very happy that Notre Dame won. And I never thought I'd say that ever as a Michigan fan. But really, really a wonderful game last night. Also, some moments in the game where the quarterback for Notre Dame, Riley Leonard, had a real scary moment where he possibly had a concussion, goes out in the first half, comes back in the second half. One of the first plays of the game back in, first and goal situation, he powers himself into the end zone. There's a whole bunch of guys on top of each other. And then I see him get up, and he looks very agitated. He's a super nice guy in interviews. But he turns back, looks at, and says yelling at somebody, but you couldn't tell in the moment what happened. Later on, I found out they were grabbing his groin when he was in the pile of On the pile up there. They were grabbing his...
That's rude. Mind your business.
Well, they were going at his business pretty hard.
That's not good.
He just got back in the game. Possible concussion. You're grabbing his nuts. I mean, come on.
Hey, they're like, at least we're not grabbing his head.
Exactly. I was going to say better than the head.
Well, I don't know. And that's what would hurt worse? You're concussed.
A concussion.
I've never had one as far as I know.
That shocks me.
I'm
you
sure I've
act like you have one.
I'm sure I've had some. There's no question I've had some. To jump off our garage roof for fun.
What?
We used to jump off the roof of our garage for fun. You do stuff like that?
Did I jump off the roof for fun? No.
Well,
sorry.
We had a different definition of fun as a child.
Obviously.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm happy for Notre Dame, and it's very hard for me to say. I'm very happy they're in the national championship game, and that will be a week from Monday. So tonight at 6:30 is the Cotton Bowl. So Ohio State and Texas. That decides who they will end up playing. I have a big problem because my resolution Friday nights after we put Harper to bed at 8, we have the Friday night book club.
You have to read.
You
could read the scores on the screen.
That will not count. Now, this game last night went till 10:30. So
when does it start tonight?
6:30.
Oh, I see.
About 4 hours for a college
game. Well, you got to
game.
read afterwards. You'll be up late.
10:30.
Pulling an all-nighter with this book.
But you know I'm going to be tired by 10:30 on a Friday.
How about you just swap it? Maybe your goal should be once a weekend you guys read. So you watch the game tonight, and then Saturday.
Not going to work on Saturday.
What's happening Saturday?
It's NFL wildcard weekend. There's 6 more games of NFL this weekend.
What time do they end on Saturday?
All night Sunday, all night Monday.
Huh. So Tuesday when you put Harper to bed.
But you can't compromise on a resolution. We've all said that.
Well, especially like maybe if it was July and you hadn't missed today, but I would argue that this is one of those key moments where you have to set a precedent or you're never going to do it.
That's right.
And you've only read 13 pages in several weeks.
And I kind of lied about that. I mean, I read it. I read the 13. I'm reading Alex Van Halen's book, Brothers.
And it's not a 13-page book.
It's not that long, though. And there's a lot of pictures. But I got through 13 pages, but I was so preoccupied with getting snacks that I'm going to start over because I don't remember the 13 pages.
You are going to start over on the 13 pages?
Yeah, I got to start over. I can't remember what the 13 pages.
You cannot watch football today.
I have to. It's the championship. It's the second to last college football game of the year.
Oh, my gosh. Megan's going to be in bed reading with somebody else if you keep it up.
Imagine I'm watching the game and I go back to the bedroom and there's some other guy in bed reading with Megan.
Gorgeous man who's well-educated. Doesn't have Kool-Aid in there.
British accent.
Yeah, of course. Oh, my God. She could bag a Brit for sure.
Come on now.
Boy, the British accent really sent me over the top right there a little bit. I don't know.
You're so patriotic, that's why.
Is he smoking a pipe, too, in bed?
That's Sherlock Holmes. Why is that who you imagined? I said gorgeous man, and you went to a private investigator.
I walk in the bedroom, and I go, "You're sleeping with my wife?" And he goes, "Elementary, my young man."
Oh, you hate to see it.
He just thinks it's like Austin Powers. Groovy, baby.
All right, we'll have an update Monday on how this all plays out. And tonight on Facebook, I'll post a picture of me actually reading a book. And I promise if I post it, I'll be reading the book. Maybe during the game, I don't know.
Yeah, you know the best part of reading, posting it on social media.
He's like, listen, I have to post this. I'm working at a radio station.
Elementary, my good man. So NFL wildcard weekend, Kenzie. Tomorrow at 3:30, you got the Chargers at the Texans. Tomorrow at 7, the Steelers at the Ravens. Sunday, noon, our boss, big on this one, Broncos at the Bills. Sunday, Packers at Eagles. Huge game. Especially in my household with Megan being from Philadelphia, which is in what state, Kenzie?
Pennsylvania.
Yes, it is. And then Sunday, Commanders at Buccaneers. Monday is Vikings at Rams, but that's been moved to Phoenix because of the fires in Los Angeles. So that's, I guess, not really a home game anymore, but still West Coast for the Rams. So a lot of that going on this weekend, and we'll see if I can end up reading. Jeff in Round Lake said, "You mean you can't read and watch football? I do that all the time." And I go, "Well, what?"
Well, he's going to have to reread those 13 pages again if he watches football.
Yeah.
He's never going to get past the first chapter.
People in Round Lake are just built different.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.